Okay, welcome back. Welcome to your free extended Tauruses. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I have a lot of Taurus friends. I heard once that Aries and Taurus are kind of the best friends of the zodiac, and I always say that because I heard it. But I love it because I think that there's this whole innocent kind of side to Aries, and then Taurus kind of takes all that energy, all the excitement that Aries gives, and then Taurus puts it to work, and together they make this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful team. And frankly, air signs and earth signs always make a really good team in terms of coming up with ideas and making things happen. So I've always loved my Taurus friends and my earth friends. Okay, let's talk about this. I'm going to pull some clarifiers. We're going to pull clarifiers on the Hierophant. I think we need the Ace of Swords clarified a little bit more. Definitely Judgment. I'm going to pull a clarifier based on it being upright. And definitely the Empress, and then the World. I don't always just pull them on the major arcana. I'm pulling on the Ace of Swords, and then maybe too we'll do it on the Nine of Swords. I'm going to shuffle and I'm going to pull the clarifiers all at once, so you don't have to sit and watch me shuffle for 5,000, every time I say something I have to shuffle more. So, and then after that I'm going to pull a 9-card spread to kind of augment what we talk about, okay? All right, Spirit and Universe, what are the clarifying messages for, we'll do this in order, the Hierophant, Ace of Swords, Nine of Swords, Empress in the World, and Judgment, in that order. Hierophant, Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords, Empress, the World, and Judgment, in that order off the top of the deck. Please clarify these cards for Taurus. Hierophant clarified by the Knight of Wands reversed. Continuing the theme of stability. Nine of Swords clarified by the Three of Pentacles. Leveling up. Ace of Swords clarified by the Five of Swords reversed. The Empress clarified by the Two of Cups reversed. The World clarified by the Five of Cups upright. And then Judgment clarified by the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Bottom of the deck we have the Queen of Swords reversed. So for this extended portion and these clarifiers, this truth and this understanding and this kind of this talk that I just gave at the end of the last reading about balance. You don't like that. Because as many people, we, myself included, want things to be just, always. We want things to be fair. We want things to be moral and ethical, always. But because it is so incredibly difficult to find a common ground on every single idea, on every single belief system. I mean, it's cool to say, yeah, that's wrong and that's bad and this is evil, right? It's easy to say that. But when you start really getting down to how humans are treating each other on a micro level, like within family units, within workplace. Okay, that stuff's easy to say, well, yeah, you definitely shouldn't take advantage of your employees or lie to them, right? You shouldn't steal from your company, obviously. But when you start thinking on a macro level, cultures, the animal kingdom, right? I mean, let's pull this away from humanity and let's look at this. I mean, is it fair when you see those videos in the animal kingdom of animals getting ripped to shreds so another animal can eat? Does that mean that the animal that died was bad? Were they evil? Did they deserve that? Does the lion deserve to eat? Yeah. Does the antelope deserve to die? No. And that's where you've been. Trying to figure out, and I'm not going to get into that all that political stuff because I think, one, I don't have a clear understanding of all of it. But the concepts are the same. When you talk on a micro level within a family unit. Let's just say, for example, like a domestic violence scenario. I mean, does a woman or man deserve to be abused? No. Does the abuser deserve to walk free after that? No. If they lie and get away with it, and then act like they're a good person moving forward in another relationship, does that mean that they are a good person? No. And then you look at how they were raised, maybe, and it definitely answers, or at least clarifies maybe why they did that or why they're like it, but it still doesn't make it okay. And then they impact somebody's life for years to come. You start talking about this and you start delving into this on a micro level, on a macro level, in terms of humanity, in terms of our justice system, in terms of cultures, and it just gets so easy to say right and wrong, but it's really not that easy. When you're fighting for land, when you're fighting for your belief system that has been there for generations. And I'm not condoning behavior, but I'm saying the arguments get very, very, very tricky. And it doesn't just come down to right or wrong, moral or immoral, ethical and unethical, winning and losing. And you, Tauruses, are trying to step all of that back because it's so daunting and it's just so much to try to consider. And then you throw into that whole mix how much we're being lied to as a whole through our media. I mean, and that's just here in America. And I'm still here, okay? I am still here. I'm trying to explain why this is so confusing, because it sounds easier than it is. And I'm not even that smart. But when you really start looking at, that's why you're pissed. That's why you're so angry, because it always sounds so easy, but then you start saying, well, yeah, but this, and yeah, but that, and it still seems unjust. Look, Oh, this came out reversed. The moon. Secrets being revealed. Have secrets not been being revealed all over the place lately? Are we finally starting to get some answers? It still makes us very angry because the answers kind of speak against basic human rights and basic moral boundaries. They're getting crossed all over the place. Within our leaders, from our leaders, from our media, focusing on right things, focusing on wrong things. And then you think about other countries where they don't even have free speech like we do. I mean, I was in South Africa once, and we turned on the news, and in 5 minutes of watching the news there, I had learned more about what was happening in the world than I had learned in a year of watching the news here in America. What are we not being told? What are we being told? It's confusing. And you can't only rely, I mean, thank God for the internet these days, even though it's full of just bullshit, but at the same time, at least we can start really delving into things. But then you look at countries like China where there's large portions of the internet that are blocked from the general populace even being able to see. I mean, it does make you very angry. It makes everybody angry. The moon. We are being lied to. It really bothers you. You really are seeking truth here. And I think we all are. But I think, Taurus, as we move into your season, as we come from this emotional place of Pisces and Aries and all this Neptunian energy, I think you're really fed up with it. On a micro and macro level. And when you get this card clarified by the Knight of Wands reversed, which means standing still, being there for good, it means these truths that are going to be revealed to you are cold, hard truths, and they answer a lot of questions for you. It's fact. It's factual. And while you've been in anxious turmoil and frustration about it, and what I like about this reading, I'm going to stop here for a minute, Taurus, and say what I like about this reading for you this month is this is something you've been going through. This is something you've been questioning, but this is not from any sort of selfish nature. This isn't about you in a relationship. This isn't about, oh, you know, poor me, what's happening. This is like you are on you're on a different level with what you're seeking, and that is commendable. And when you get these, you're still going, this is your past, right? Your past was full of anxious turmoil and frustration and confusion, spinning thoughts, going down the rabbit hole, trying to figure out what is true so you can move forward and understand humanity moving forward. Understand your position in the workplace moving forward. Okay. You were frustrated because you were waiting for this next level. You were feeling stuck and you wanted to move forward. And it wasn't your own power that wasn't enabling you to move forward. It wasn't that you were lacking understanding or needed to expand your skill set that caused you to not move forward. It was that you were really being bothered by something on a large scale, scientific and spiritual, and it was preventing you from moving forward. That was in the past. Now that you have these answers, okay, it still pisses you off, but at least it's come to light. Okay, Ace of Swords clarified by the Five of Swords reversed. Okay, you have the clarity. And now it's not about winning and losing. It's just about now you know. Now you understand. And you hope they do too. And then we have the Empress clarified by the Two of Cups reversed. So, and how they other people feel, remember? Maybe finding a sense of community. Until then, you might be really going it alone. I think this is a deeper level of understanding for you. And you're going to be searching for the community, searching for understanding, people that, you know, feel the same way you do, etc. But it doesn't matter if someone's on board. It doesn't matter if someone's reciprocating the emotions, the conversations, the thoughts. It doesn't matter to you because at least you know, and you know what to do with it for you. So this is such an interesting reading, Taurus, because it's taking such big questions. There's so much depth to all of this. And you're taking it all in and you're understanding it and you're grasping it and maybe still asking some of it and getting that clarification that you need to ask more. And it's all this grander scale. And then you're bringing it back to you and how you feel for you. And that's beautiful. I like that. Because it means these things that you were seeking weren't in vain at all. Outcome. The world clarified by the Five of Cups. There's a big loss in an ending. There's a big loss in an ending to innocence. But there's also a lot of beauty that comes from it. And there's always a next step. There's always another step. In this life and the next, right? Going from this life to the next. So, I kind of feel like now that you're going to have this clarity for you, it's driving me nuts. Now that you have this clarity for you, and you know that it's kind of the end, I feel like there's this ending of this innocence, and there's something more. There's something deeper. There's something bigger. And this is you not looking back with regret, but looking at the past, understanding the ignorance of others. And you're kind of saying goodbye to that old way of thinking before you turn around. It's like this last goodbye. And then we have Judgment. That was your outcome, by the way. This is what was crowning your situation. I pulled this last for some reason. Or this one last. I don't know why. I spouted them off wrong, in the wrong order. But the Judgment, the final Judgment. I'm choosing to read this upright. It's not going to take a lot of work. I think you've put the work in. You've already put the work in. You've already kind of gone through this existential realization, this existential questioning. And so this decision, once you know, this decision becomes pretty simple. Okay, I'm going to pull I feel like I'm going to title this The Last Goodbye, but I don't want people to look at the title and think that it's about relationships, because there's so much more to this reading. I mean, wasn't there? Okay. For this 9 card overall, like, clarifier, I guess you could say, I'm going to use the Mary L. Tarot deck. It's a standard tarot deck. I love these cards. They always are so spiritual. They speak spiritual. They speak to me spiritually on like a whole other realm. For whatever reason. I don't know. Okay. I love this deck. 9 cards for Taurus. 9 cards for Taurus to augment or to add to the last reading. Spirit and Universe, please clarify this for Taurus. Okay. I need to put these down so I know which direction. Okay, one more shuffle. We'll go through these pretty quickly. Two of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Four of Wands. The Tower. The Fool. Eight of Swords reversed, good. Four of Pentacles. That's waiting until you find this, the Wheel of Fortune, this new sense of community that, and then Justice, good. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Cups. Again, okay, this is walking away from something that maybe you've believed in for a long time. And you see how she has cloaked herself in a lion's coat, in a lion's head. All right, this is her. She is protecting, she's using her ego to protect her innocence. She's leaving something. It's not easy. It's not easy to hear truths. You see her face? Okay? She is extremely unsure about this decision. I wish this would clear up so you could see it better. You see her face? That's why she needs the cloak. She's scared to death. But she's stepping away from something that she ultimately knows is not where she needs to be. And this is you. Once you hear these truths, once you hear this information, it's going to kind of force you to move into a different realm of understanding, and you're not happy about it. Remember that Queen of Swords reversed? You're not really that happy about it, but ultimately it's good. But you wanted the truths to be better than they were. Okay? So I like this because we have the Four of Swords. Rest, healing the mind. You've been spinning for a while. Now it's time to stop and breathe. Two of Pentacles. It doesn't mean everything is fixed. It doesn't mean that everything is sound. But it gets you to a state where you can at least appreciate what you know now and move forward with that information and celebrate that. You found what you were seeking for, even though it wasn't the answer you wanted. And it is most certainly a Tower moment. Because when we seek for answers, right, when we search for something, we definitely want a certain outcome, obviously. But it's better to know the truth than to not know. Right? Now you can go to a new beginning. Now you can let go of this paralysis, the spinning minds. Okay, the anxiety is lessening. It's better to know than to not know. Okay. And you may retreat a while. I love this card. And of course this isn't going to show it well, but you see this house here up on the hill? right? The average person walking down this path, going on their life journey through the mountains, they can't get up there. They can't get in that house. A lot of them probably won't even see it. But even more so, they're certainly not invited. This is where you are now. You have a deeper level of understanding. You have leveled up. You're in a different realm of understanding now. And the average person cannot absorb what you know. And ultimately, that is a good thing. And ultimately, it will work out in your favor. Again, this is truth. Justice, it's working out in your favor. But it has to really deal with the truth. Okay? So, this is a pretty monumental month. It's probably been a monumental time. And I didn't mean for this reading to be so heavy at all. But I think there's some things you definitely have been asking yourself, Tauruses, and I think that they're not really concerning you. I think they're concerning the state of being for everybody. And I think it's really has been very bothersome to you as somebody who is so full of heart and passion, right, coming from the Aries. So full of heart, so full of passion, so full of caring. So full of caring for humanity, really. And I think that there's things that have really been bothering you a lot about the state of the world. And you've definitely been seeking some higher level understanding. And you're definitely going to be getting it this month. And you just understand that you're not going to necessarily know and like the answers that you get, but they are going to be elevating you in the long run. Okay? So you're going to be definitely saying goodbye to that age of innocence in understanding about humanity in the world, in the state of things. All right? But really, that's a good place to be. Okay. All right, Tauruses. Happy birthday. I love you. And I hope you enjoyed this extended, all right?